Just because you've got a calling, that doesn't mean the rest of the world is required to support it. And I'm talking to you in particular, rescuers. I know what's on your heart when you see a suffering animal. I know that you have a calling to go out and do good things. But here's the thing that you're missing. Your calling requires you to do hard things. What comes naturally to you is to be there when an animal is suffering and try to relieve that suffering, trying to make the world a better place. But that's not what a calling is about. A calling requires you to do hard things, to learn new skills. And probably the most important one is to learn to gather resources for your calling. And you know what I'm talking about? Not just money either. Resources include time, talent, and treasure. And you want to be reaching out to people to share in your calling with all three of those. I know you're having a hard time with things. I see it every day in what you post. But let me tell you, you need to get over this and move on to those new skills to get you to where you want to be. Suffering aloud is not going to get you there, because here is the great secret to having a calling like that. Nobody cares about you. What they care about is themselves. And what you need to do is speak to your potential donors about themselves, about what they get out of joining you on this calling, what they get, the validation they will feel, the relief from saving a suffering life, the relief from doing something good, the moral superiority of being the better person. Talk to your donors about what is in it for them. And this is not like a mercenary sort of thing. The very deepest impulse all of us have is to survive on every level, on the basic level, on the security level, on the friendship level, on the self-actualization level, all that Maslow stuff. We need to survive on all 5 levels. That's what drives your donors. And when you can hook into that and show them how helping to save this life, this animal, is going to play into that and fulfill their survival drives, that's when you build the team. Nobody cares about your suffering except for you and probably your mom, maybe your family. Who knows? But that is not how you build a really effective community of supporters. Talk to your donors about what they get out of it, about their feelings, about being part of this team, about being part of the community, not them supporting you. They're being part of it. And that's how you get people on your side. That's how you get donations. That's how you get fosters. Too often I see rescuers say, I can save one more if somebody will just volunteer to foster. As in, I can do this if you will just do your part like you're supposed to, is what is implied, right? That's not how you do it. Talk to them about their own needs, about what they get out of it, about the good feelings, about how gratifying it's going to be, about how you'll support all the physical things that they need, like food and bedding and all that. But talk to them about what they get out of it, not about what you need. The other thing is that too often we are only asking for money. And yes, I know that the days of being able to take a dozen eggs in to pay for a doc visit are long gone. But people have resources in terms of time, talent, and treasure. And once you ask for donations of all three, you'll find your horizons are expanding a lot. For instance, if someone knits potholders, I happen to know somebody who knits a lot of potholders, they can donate a set of potholders to your auction. They could donate a set of custom potholders. They could sell potholders on Etsy and give you a share. We have one donor ourselves who does a lot of stuff on eBay, and ARI is their designated charity for a portion of everything that they do on eBay. People have time, treasures, and talents. Ask for some of that. In an auction, if someone is a skilled artist, they could donate an hour of coaching, teaching someone else to draw. They could donate an hour of budget planning of whatever it is that their talent is in. All these things can play into your support. They're all reportable too, by the way, as donations in kind, except for services, but that's the subject of a separate video. Focus on time, talent, and treasure, and ask for donations of all of those. You can translate them from one media into another, as in you can turn them into cash to pay vets with other things like auctions or sales or something like that. So those are my 2 points for today. First, get over your own suffering. You know, if you really have a calling to do this work, then do what is hard, which is put aside your own suffering and concentrate on others. Learn a new skill. Learn to do this. That's what a calling is about. Doing hard stuff that you're not necessarily talented at. If you're serious about making a difference, you need to learn those new skills. And secondly, concentrate on your prospective donors' time, talent, and treasure. Don't underestimate that time and talent. Just ask for the treasure. All right. Got any questions? Hit me up in the comments. For more information on raising money, please go to jdonate.com. See you there.